Yo, what's good? It's your boy, Nem, aka Big Nem, aka Nemanja, aka the king of taking shits. Um, just want to let you guys know that I'm actually taking a dump right now. I was challenged by my close friend to post videos every day on a secret channel. So, I'm not going to tell anybody about this channel. I'm not going to tell my girlfriend. I'm not going to tell anybody. So if you find this channel, this is top secret information where even people close to me don't know about it. Basically, my close friend, who is a really famous YouTuber, challenged me to post videos every day just to get out of my head. I'm a filmmaker, rapper, and comedian and comedic filmmaker. I just said that. I'm not gonna do any edits, so normally I would have like zoom ins and shit, like and upping my gags and jokes. But basically, I'm gonna do this channel just to get out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna talk about all sorts of shit. I don't know. I think today I'm just going to do an intro video, tell you guys about myself. You guys, I don't think anyone's going to see this. Maybe down the road, who knows if I don't delete it. Just taking a dump, shooting cinematic mode. That's what I do. That's what I fucking do. Whoops. I'm not supposed to swear on YouTube. I'm learning the rules. Who am I? I don't know. Like, I'm a weird guy. I used to play basketball. I used to be a pro basketball player. I'm 6'9", 260 pounds. I'm a big dude. Yeah, man, like I fucking, oh fuck, I'm not supposed to swear. Shit. Fuck. Just did it again. Basically, I am, Basically, my family came to Canada during the Yugoslav wars. There was a big country called Yugoslavia. There's a massive civil war, and now it's 6, 7 different countries. I'm Serbian from Belgrade, which is like the New York of the Balkans of Southeast Europe. We're loud, we're proud, we're happy. We also have a lot of trauma in the Balkans. Yeah, so we escaped this war. We came to Canada with pretty much what was on our backs. We left our old life behind. It was hard for my mom and my dad because my mom was a doctor and my pops was a journalist. He was like a rocker, Zeppelin head, but he didn't speak English, which is kind of weird. And basically, he was an anti-establishment and arts journalist. So basically, what that means is he would talk about politics and film. So when we moved here, he didn't speak English, so it's kind of hard being a journalist when you don't speak the language. But yeah, my mom was a doctor. They didn't recognize her med school, and basically she had to start from scratch. So we grew up lower class, like at the beginning, and it was not easy for us, especially my mom. My mom was a breadwinner of our house. She raised me and my sister. My sister was born in Canada. And basically, we worked our way up as immigrants. And my mom didn't have enough time to go back to med school, which is crazy because, med school is another 4 years after college, university. So that's 8 years of your life. She already put that in. She didn't have time to redo all the tests and all that. So it was really hard for our family. And we were in a little studio apartment. Then we moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. And finally, my mom was able to get us a house. She bought a house in a nice neighborhood. And we grew up pretty good as of age 12, 13, we were good. And as a basketball player, I was exposed to all sorts of walks of life. I was in the hood every day playing ball all over Toronto. I grew up with every single race in the world, pretty much. A lot of my friends are Caribbean descent, um, island boys. I'm an island boy. Or Balkan, my own people. Literally every walks of life. A lot of Africans, Nigerians. Shout out to the Igbos and the Yorubas and the Ghanaians and that whole, battle for jollof rice. Ethiopians, so many Asians, Koreans. One of my best friends that just finished my first film about. He's Korean Canadian. It's called My Friend Tommy. You'll probably, if you ever see this video, the film will probably be out in September around. I don't want to say dates because it's not in stone yet, but it's looking like the fall. So yeah, I grew up with a lot of different influences. I got a full scholarship to an NCAA basketball scholarship. Before that, I was a predominantly all black Caribbean school. I was the token Slavic white dude. Most of my school was Jamaican. Then I went to an HBC in Southside Chicago, aka Chirac. I went there, and out of 10,000 students, there was 100 that were not African American, and out of those 180 were Latino. So there was 20 white kids, and basically, which is out of 10,000. I was like a minority. I was like a exotic minority. And you have to keep in mind, Southside Chicago, Chirac is the murder capital of the U.S. to this day. There's little kids, getting killed for collateral by gangs. It's the roughest place in America, and my university was bam smack in the middle of the hood in Chirac. And instead of, if you have when you have a university campus, you have campus security, but we basically had the Illinois State Police headquarters and barbed wire walls around our campus. When you stepped out, there was a bulletproof Popeyes, there was a bulletproof Wendy's. I witnessed a lot. I've witnessed homicides, and I've witnessed all sorts of stuff. The most fascinating thing was when I arrived, I talked to one girl that was, at the time, she was 19 years old, black chick, and she's like, yo, you're the first white person I ever spoke to. And I'm like, come on, that's ridiculous. You live in the United States of America. Like, what do you mean? She's like, I'm like, let alone Chicago of all places. Like, there's no way you haven't spoken to a person with white skin. And she's like, nah. Like, I go downtown and I go shopping, and people who sell me stuff, like, they're white ladies or men, and I say, thank you, have a good day. But I've never had more than a 15-second conversation with a white person. So I don't know. That was pretty crazy for me, because in Toronto, we grew up like this, like everything's a different race in one, like a melting pot. I think that's changing now in 2023. It's sadly, it's going the American route, where we're becoming more segregated. The politics in our country is really corrupt, and it's got this guise of inclusivity, but really it's going in different directions, and people are divided over like sexual orientation, political orientation mainly, just basic beliefs, when really we're all human beings, we're brothers and sisters, and we need to think from here rather than judge each other on superficial things, or like what color our skin is, or who we like to sleep with, or how we like to identify, or who we vote for. This is the dumbest thing, biggest problem with humanity right now. And I'm afraid, but one of my biggest missions is to bring you guys together, and you guys, humanity, aka no one that's gonna see this, to bring us together and bring light and love. I'm a very spiritual person. I was raised mainly atheist and agnostic. I've had a lot of breakthroughs while I was in Chicago. And then my second college was a born-again Christian university in Tennessee. That was also a crazy experience. Went to play basketball there. Coming in completely not religious. That was also an experience, but I spent most of my time training, reading, and meditating, to the point where I was able to at one point see auras And when I went back home to Toronto, within one day, I lost that vision. It kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things. I traveled a lot playing basketball. I traveled all of North America pretty much. I've gone to Serbia, signed contracts there, but ended up just staying in North America and finishing my TV and film degree and specialized in screenwriting. I don't know if this interests any of you guys. I'm just kind of talking at this point. Yeah, man. So like after Tennessee and the HBC in Chicago, I was playing ball. I came back to Canada, went to a university in Toronto, top school for TV and film. Kind of made sense for me to transfer there. And immediately I got injured. I made one of the first rounds of the national team. I blew out my back. Somehow recovered, but right before that, I worked out with the Bulls. Sorry, I'm skipping over stuff. I see it. We're at 11 minutes now. I'm not going to edit these videos. If anyone ever sees this, I'm not going to promote any of these videos. If anyone ever sees this, leave a comment on like what you think. I don't know. I don't really care because this is just an exercise for me. But yeah, I'm still taking a dump. I'm out here with you guys. And if you see this, just know that I'm just trying to be open. I'm trying to practice my my speaking skills because I'm a much better writer than I am an orator. And I'm trying to kind of say who I am in a nutshell, which is kind of tough. It would take weekends of recorded video to explain really who I am. I'm a lot of different people in one. I'm like all of humanity in one. It sounds very cocky to say, but I'm a pretty complex person. And generally, all you need to know about me is that I care. I love people. I'm very uncensored in my comedy. If you see my comedy, hashtag Nem's World or Big Nem, that's kind of my stage name. Very uncensored. I'm against censorship. I believe in love, light, and laughter. I love all of humanity, but I don't believe in censoring anything. So if people get offended, just know it's not my intention to offend anybody. I come from a place of love, but as a comedian, it's my duty to make fun of everything that I see, including my own people, including people who say that you're not allowed to make fun of them. I make fun of everybody because I lived all over the world. I lived with every group of people in the world that you could probably conceive. And that's kind of what I do. I make music, I make movies, and I make comedy. I'm very spiritual. I'm working on, one of my goals in life is to bring spirituality and science in one place. Kind of like continue the legacy of Nikola Tesla. If you don't know who Nikola Tesla is, he's the greatest inventor of all time, one of the greatest human minds of all time. He's the founder of electricity, light bulbs, radio. He was a person who cared about moving humanity forward. And unfortunately, he only got the funding he needed to make less than 0.1% of his inventions. But 0.1% of his inventions are all the technologies and power and electricity that we use today. So if he was able to get funding for all of his inventions, we would be 500 years into the future right now. We're talking about a person who was in the late 1800s, early 1900s in his peak as an inventor. And he was very spiritual. He also said that humanity will move thousands of years into the future once they start thinking of frequency and vibration. So we all have bioenergy that we can't see with our eyes that exists. We emit energy. We emit frequencies and vibrations based on our thoughts and emotions. So what's in our head and what's in our heart. And if we can put those together and emit positively, if we individually all learn to do it for ourselves, then we can have a spiritual revolution on this planet. I know I'm going on a riff here, talking about 10 million things. I graduated university in Toronto. My basketball career ended because I got injured. It was tough. I worked as a bouncer for 4 years, building my production company. I worked on a film for 8 years. It's about one of my best friends who's a real life 40-year-old virgin. His name's Tommy. He's the Korean Canadian guy I mentioned earlier. And when I met him, he was 35 years old and still had a curfew with his born again Christian Korean parents. He had never gone on a date, never kissed a girl, never cooked an omelet, never made his bed or cleaned his room, and wasn't allowed his own bank account. I had to give all his parents his money working full time, but I got $60 a week allowance in return. So when I met him, he was always like, help me with the ladies, bro. So help me with the ladies. I met him, I was like, all right, bro, let's take you to spring break and finish the deed. But then it turned out to be much deeper than just sex and virginity, because I learned about all these things like his curfew, his family life, and I realized it was an adventure story to discover the adulthood that he never had. And basically, we go on a cross-continental quest across America, and in every city he's challenged to a new adult skill that he's never experienced in his life. And by either celebrities or the wolf pack of friends that we traveled with, our closest friends. And basically, yeah, like it's really like a coming of age story, but it's real. It feels like a Hollywood blockbuster comedy, but it's really it's all real. It's a documentary, but it doesn't feel like one. And basically, yeah, that's my first movie. It took me 8.5 years to make. I could have made like 10 regular projects by now, but that's kind of like why I've been stagnating, or why I don't have 10 million bajillion followers. I was focused on making like the best movie I could ever make. And in the process, social media blew the fuck up. And now I'm in this like limbo. No, I'm not in a limbo, but I'm like deciding like what direction should I go? Should I make TikToks full time, or should I do, let's say, like YouTube, or I don't know. I'm not sure what direction to go into. My friends are YouTubers, my friends are TikTokers, my friends are Instagram influencers, and some of my friends are stand-up comedians. Some of my friends are actors, writers, commercial directors. So I can go in a lot of directions. I think I need to get myself out there, get my brand out there, make people laugh, and I'm also a musician, so I like to make people laugh and dance. And share the little wisdom that I've kind of discovered in my short lifetime with the world, and hopefully make this world a better place. So that's kind of my goal. That's kind of what my movie's about. I just finished it this year. We had our world premiere in Hollywood, in the Chinese theater in Hollywood. Just had our European premiere in Belgrade, Serbia. It was crazy. The whole country was talking about it. It's not out yet. Should be out in the fall. And then going into next winter, it should be taking up the rest of the world. So, yeah, I've been busy doing that movie, and also made some music. You can Google Big Nem or YouTube Big Nem. Had some ridiculous music videos out there. Went viral with one video with my friend Azzyland. We got close to like 50 million views on one song called Money. It's not the greatest song. It sounds like, Velcro in your ears, but we had a lot of fun. It has a positive message. The internet didn't understand it. It was the most hated video in the world for like 2 days, which I found hilarious. But like, I'm glad I did it. And yeah, guys, that's kind of it in a nutshell. Like, I'm gonna be posting these random ass videos and ranting and just talking. Normally, if I put the proper way into this, I'd have a studio behind me. I'd have proper lighting, because I look like a monster right now. And I'd have like edits and cuts and titles. But I'm not going to do that, because like I said, this is an exercise. And yeah, I hope everyone has a nice day, whoever sees this, because no one in my family is going to see it. So maybe someone else will. Have a good one. Also, if you found this video interesting, like and subscribe. It'd be funny if a random ass channel I did as an exercise popped off. But if I can offer any value, I'll try. I got a lot to say, so I guess I'll get it out of me on practice on this channel. Peace.